church. I'm not at home, so I'm breaking quarantine, and that's bad. But don't mind that. And also, my hair is very long, as you can see, but it's been longer. Some of you know that as well. Now, I know some of you have been eating like crap. I know some have been eating Chef Boyardee every day, and some have been eating Progresso canned soup every day, and that's just bad. There are easy ways to make good food, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make some mackerel and a whole roast cabbage. Cauliflower. That's a cauliflower. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to keep going. But let's leave that in. It's fine. But yeah. So these two things I've kind of made a few times myself over quarantine, and they're pretty good. Very simple. Doesn't take a lot of ingredients. Just got some mackerel. Your spice cabinet doesn't have to be super extensive. Just salt, pepper, some olive oil, a lemon, cabbage to lay your fish on. You can make some rice as well. And then we have cauliflower, some butter, and whatever seasoning you want. You can also use salt, pepper. We're gonna use some garlic, some fancy garlic stuff, the ant pot. Yeah. So essentially, you'll need your oven, you'll need your stove, a big pot of water, and it should be good. So we'll start. Ant's knives are so dull. Good thing we have a Zac chop. Man, Ant's knives are so dull. Good thing we have a Zac chop. All right, we need to cut a lemon into slices. Man, Ant's knives are so dull. Good thing we have a Zac chop. All right, now we got to cut our lemon and our cabbage. Man, Ant's knives are so dull. Good thing we have a Zac chop. Man, I better stand back. This could be dangerous. Chop! Wow, that's awesome. Now we got to do our cabbage. And chop. Amazing! You all need a Zac chop. Alright, so now we'll start on cooking the cauliflower. As you can see, we have our big pot of water at a rippling boil. So now we're gonna salt it like you would salt your pasta. If you don't salt your pasta, you're making a big mistake. Yeah, put the salt in, then drop the cauliflower in, head down. Yeah. And then put the lid on it, turn the heat slightly down. And then we're gonna set the oven to 550 because we're gonna bake the cauliflower afterwards, get a nice golden brown on top of it. Cool. All right, so now we're gonna prepare the mackerel. Super simple. If you look down here, we'll just put our 2 mackerel down. Why are we making 2? Because Zac doesn't cook for himself, so we gotta make 2. Spread some olive oil evenly across both of them. Get a nice covering on the whole fish. Make sure you've washed your mackerel and everything after getting it from the grocery. And then we'll throw some salt on it. My hands are very oily now. A little bit more. Throw some pepper. And then take the 2 lemon slices, or the lemon slices we had cut before, and shove them inside. Just fill the cavities. That should be good. Keep your hands cleaner than I did mine. I just don't know what I'm doing. And that should be good for the mackerel. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick and then we'll throw it in the oven. So we take this, we have an air fryer, so we're going to use an air fryer, but I think you can use an oven, it's fine. Put it in the air fryer. Set it to like 380 or so. And we're going to do that for about 15 minutes, and then halfway through you want to turn it over so both sides get crisp. Yeah, that's super easy for the mackerel. Alright, so you want the cauliflower to be pretty tender, so we've had it in there boiling for maybe 13 minutes, 12-13 minutes. Turn off the fire. So this is probably the hardest part, is getting the cauliflower. I found that 2 forks have worked best for me, and then just pull it out, suspend it, let the water drain. Once it's good, just slap it on the pan. And flip that guy over. Sweet. And then we'll move over to season it. All right. Have this guy standing upright. You can use whatever fat you want. You can take a brush on some olive oil. I'm just gonna use butter because butter's delicious. But I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna take the whole stick and just rub it all over. Sweet. Once you got some butter on there, you can add your seasonings. Put on some salt. feel like you can be somewhat generous because there's a lot of cauliflower like up in there that's not getting seasoned. All right. Cheese. All right. We also have some Parmesan cheese. It's kind of optional, but I think it adds a nice flavor, extra crunch and stuff. We'll probably throw this on like the last couple minutes of baking it or roasting it, just so it doesn't get burnt, but it still gets crisp. So once your oven's ready, all preheated, we're gonna throw this guy in there. It'll probably only take a few minutes. Keep an eye on it. You want it to start getting some nice browning, and that's when you'll know it's ready. Going over. Oops. Alright, so just pulled our fish out of the air fryer. One of them didn't fare too well. I think we underestimated the the intensity of the air fryer, but this looks good. Got some nice crispy skin. And yeah, so usually when I eat it, I have some rice and I'll throw the cabbage on top. You can obviously make some rice and do that as well. But we take our finely Zach chop cabbage, throw it down on the plate. And then lay our mackerel on top. Hopefully these guys stay together for me. And then finish it off with a little bit more lemon. And then we're good. Sometimes I throw some soy sauce on as well, but that's up to you. Cool. All right, so it's been like, I don't even know how much time. You just have to kind of keep an eye on it. But whenever it starts looking nice and brown, then it's ready to come out. Ours, we did put some Parmesan cheese on top. It kind of fell apart when I put it in there. So it's very hot. And that is it. And we'll just transfer it to this plate. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart on me. And then we're good. There we are.